me on my beloved Singapore Island, bathing in the light. Most people in Dumaguete know me as an artist and a writer. Few people know me as an intuitive energy healer, a breath facilitator, and an initiator. The healing energy comes through my hands. I tend to do this when there's a very strong energy coming through and I feel I need to ground myself. I've done a lot of healing on myself so that I feel I am a clear open channel to allow that energy to come through. We all have energy centers, chakras, spinning wheels of energy, which do get blocked. So the energy healing actually unblocks these chakras. We also have outer bodies. We have an emotional body, a spiritual body, so the healing energy does that as well. First and foremost, with my canvases, I want to extend this healing energy through my artwork. So when people actually view the artwork, they will feel something. So I do sacred symbols with my hands on the canvas before I actually prime it. I love to dance. So I dance on the canvas to actually put the base coats onto the canvas, swishing the paint around in my feet and play the music, and it brings me such joy. Also, I'm grounding that energy in the canvas as well. I love to dance with a camera also, capturing a fire, the pregnant full moon. I use these works on smaller works and I have them printed and then I start dotting on those smaller works. But it's always fun. I always start any artwork in meditation and to actually center myself with the breath. The breath is the bridge for me, between heaven and earth. I really need to ground myself and not be out there woo-woo. This is a beautiful little 4-year-old girl, Alita Andre, Australian. She throws paint everywhere. She actually exhibits in New York. This is how I love to paint. I love to throw the paint around and get in touch with that spirit, that innocent, childlike spirit. This is one of my first artworks. I always used to dot, but I didn't know why. So I'd make it into golden rain or a dot and make the dots into flowers. And somebody said to me, why do you always paint flowers? I didn't know. I had no answer for them until I returned to Australia in 2012, and I was on Australian soil, and I had this overwhelming urge to go to Uluru, the middle of Australia, to the Red Centre to visit Ayers Rock, this huge monolith that comes out of the ground. Energetically, I was drawn to go straight to the birthing site where the Aborigine women go to give birth. It's a sacred site, you cannot take photos. This is the entrance to going into Malapulta. So I had never been there before, but I knew my way there. This is Aborigine artwork, and I've used this slide because when I was at that birthing site, I received a download, a spiritual initiation or an attunement by the ancient elders of the land. So I can't describe that. But what I did notice on their drawings on the cave or the carvings on the cave, the sacred symbols that I use in the healing work that I do, not only when I was in Egypt were in the tombs of ancient Egypt, but they're also, the same symbols are also on the walls around Uluru. Mother Nature has these symbols everywhere when you're sensitive enough to see. This is a cyclone, the swirly, in the shell. So once again, it's about energy, it's about healing. The dotting of my artwork now was birthed since I went to Uluru. It takes me the longest to actually put the first dot onto the canvas. But when I do, I go into an altered state and time disappears. I can sit on the floor cross-legged for hours that just seems like minutes have passed. I just lose myself in a space of no time. Raz came in and took this photo of me because he was a bit concerned. My skin had turned quite dark and he said I looked like an Indigenous Australian. These 4 artworks from start to finish took me 2 days. And when I exhibit them here in Dumaguete, somebody just looked at one piece and said, wow, that must have taken you months to do. All I could do was smile because, in essence, it doesn't take me any time at all. I do get positive feedback where people do feel my artwork. This is from a buyer from Sweden who bought one of my works. I've had people come up to me and say that they actually were moved to tears. And once again, it's that chakra, that energy center, unblocking those chakras with my work. This is me, how I love to be. I'm standing in Ein Gedi in Israel, looking across the Dead Sea to Jordan. And I'm just welcoming in the sunlight and allowing that light to come through me. This is my website, so if you're interested in having a look at my artwork or reading any of my writings, feel free to, check it out. And I thank you all for being fully present with me, and thank you for coming tonight.